about Elon Musk. Is he going to do good things with Twitter? Is he going to do bad things? But before we get into that, be sure to like and subscribe, all of that jazz. So basically, I think Elon Musk, his Twitter takeover can be really good or really bad. It ultimately depends, and I try really, really hard not to be ideologically biased as, we're living in a world where everybody just assumes that somebody's bad because they don't believe what they believe, and I don't think that's a really good way to go about it. And so now Elon Musk does tend to be more in line with what I believe, not completely. I do have some concerns about how he might, run Twitter and how he might solve the bullying issue. We'll get into that a little bit. Elon Musk said he's a free speech absolutist. I'm not quite on that level, even though I do and I despise cancel culture very, very much, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm just not quite there with him on that. So we'll get into all of that today and more because I got lots of stuff to say. And so, really, the biggest thing for me was that, with the verification thing is that, if anybody can just buy it, then what's the point? Like, I was, at first when I heard about it, I was excited because, of course, I would want to be verified so that you guys would know that it's actually me on Twitter. But if anybody can buy a check mark and then just impersonate me, well, then that's not verification. That is. And so I was pretty bummed out and disappointed with that. Like, I thought, hey, I will give you, I'll give them my driver's license. They will verify that I am this person. They will verify my identity, and then people wouldn't be able to impersonate me with another blue check mark. You can only get a blue check mark if you verify that you are who you are. I thought that's how it would work, but apparently not. And it didn't really work out. They've stopped it. I don't know where they are with that. I'm sure they're working on it and figuring it out, but I was a little bummed to see that the obvious wasn't played. I don't really know why you would think that just being able to buy verifications would be a good idea. I saw that they wanted to have like a gray check mark, but then what's the point of a blue check mark? It literally means nothing. And so I wouldn't even, it means nothing. And so I don't really know what to think about that, but I still think that it can be really, really good. I am especially looking forward to if he actually comes through on this. And Elon Musk, he comes through on a lot of things, but it takes a really long time. Tesla apparently takes forever to get cars out. There's some problems or not and things like that. So we'll see if he actually comes through on this, but I am mostly looking forward to monetization and long-form video content, because if it becomes a YouTube competitor, yeah, I'm gonna be on there, and I'll be doing live streams on there too, trying to make double the ad revenue. That would be absolutely amazing. So I am excited for that, and I am glad that at least people aren't getting banned for like stupid reasons. Like, I thought the reason that Jordan Peterson got banned was really, really dumb, although in a sense I can see where they're coming from, but we'll talk about that a little bit later in a different stream, because I got to get my thoughts together on that, because I'm kind of here and there on that. But I'm glad that people aren't just being banned for being a conservative. It seems that conservatives are the only ones who get banned. Rest assured, there's a lot of liberals who probably deserve it as well. But my whole thing is just be kind and be nice. Like, if you're a bully, you're gonna have issues. Everyone says, "Oh, Twitter's the town square," and so you don't get to censor it. Everybody should be able to say what they want. It's like, you don't think people got kicked out of the town square back in the day? Like, imagine, just go back a couple hundred years and everybody's in the town square, you're discussing philosophy, say you're in ancient Greece or something, and some drunk guy walks into the town square and starts spouting off all kinds of nonsense and racism and making life miserable for everyone there who's genuinely trying to have a conversation. You don't think they threw idiots out of the town square? Of course they did. And so that's kind of my thing, where I'm not quite a free speech absolutist, as I do believe that there is a responsibility that comes with every freedom. Like, yes, you have the freedom to speak your mind, but if you say really stupid and really controversial, really upsetting, incendiary, anger-provoking stuff in a way that just makes people feel that, it's like, yeah, don't expect people to have a good reaction to that. Like, you'll get thrown out of the town square. And, I'm against censorship, but at the same time, it's kind of to be a balance, right? I'm all about balance, and I think everybody is going too far in one direction. You have the woke left who somehow believe that being offended is a bad thing, when if you just practiced a little bit of stoicism and meditation and open-mindedness, you'd realize that being offended is absolutely a choice that you make, and you can control yourself, so we don't have to worry. If I just plainly say my ideas, like say I just expressed my opinion that being offended is a choice. I did not say it in a way that was malicious. I did not intend to hurt you. If you take offense to that, that's not my problem. That's your problem. Like, you chose to take a simple statement and get upset about it. Now, if I deliberately go out of my way to provoke you and say most mean and nasty, demeaning way possible, then yes, I'm sure I would bear some responsibility for your feelings, because I intentionally went out of my way to provoke your feelings. But if I'm just having an opinion and kindly and politely stating it, and then you're offended by it, well, guess what? Your feelings don't matter that much. They matter, but they don't matter that much for me to not say and have a chance to say what I want to say. And so you have all these people on the left who are like, doesn't matter. You have a bunch of people on the left who's like, oh my gosh, if anybody feels upset by what you said, that's really, really bad, and we have to protect them from that. And so we have to censor everything that's not popular. And it's like, well, one, that's stupid, because what's popular and considered politically correct literally changes every single year. Like, at one point, it was politically correct to, own slaves, and it was very unpopular to try to stop people from doing it, but that didn't make it right or wrong. Good thing that the right people won out and we don't do that anymore, but what's politically correct changes all the time, and it's based on people's feelings. And we live in a culture of uneducated people who don't know how to monitor their feelings, then obviously, people are going to be offended by stuff, and you can't go all the way and just start censoring everything. Whereas on the other hand, everybody who was more conservative and not following mainstream ideology, they started saying things that they expressed themselves, and they started getting censored for no reason. And then they reacted and went really far and said, no, freedom of speech is for everybody, and we can say whatever the heck we want. I feel like some people are leveraging that and using that as an excuse to like just be a bully. It's like free speech, and then they just bully somebody. It's like, that's not what free speech is for. And so I feel like there's a happy middle area that I think we can meet as a society if we're just willing to, breathe and calm the frick down and actually like talk to people and, be reasonable. And I hope that Elon Musk figures that out, and that Twitter becomes, a really healthy and positive place, because it definitely had a bullying problem before. It was a dumpster fire, so it's not like censoring people stopped it from being a terrible place to be. So hopefully, they figure out how to make it a really nice and constructive place to be that's not too big on censorship, but also doesn't allow bullying. I'm not going to pretend to be smart enough to know exactly how to do that, but I'm rooting for them to figure it out. And so